Alright everyone, NPC Unknown here, and after a recent video I got a comment asking for me to do more Overwatch 2 news, so thank you very much for the comment, this is for you. And in this video we're just going to talk about how Doomfist and Orisa'S tank overhauls are going to affect Overwatch 2 for those that haven't played the first beta or will get access to the beta for June 28th, or potentially play the game when it becomes free to play on October 4th. So first, let's have a look at Doomfist. Obviously in Overwatch 1, he's a damage character, he's been overhauled completely and turned into a tank. And according to playoverwatch.com, Doomfist's current playstyle is unique, even for a damage hero. He's fast-paced, mobile, a lethal brawling machine. Doomfist is a combo hero, taking the page out of fighting games. We want to keep that feeling while moving him into the tank role, explains hero designer Goodman. Some abilities, he says, will seem familiar, while others will further define him as a tank. His base health is increasing from 250 to 450, putting him much more in line with other tank heroes. Hand cannon will function similar, trading fast ammo recharge for slightly less damage. Rocket punch is quicker and deals less damage, but still has the potential to knock back enemies. Power block is a new core of Doomfist's kit. With power block, Doomfist enters a defensive stance that reduces all damage taken from the front by 90%. Doomfist's gauntlet becomes charged if he blocks enough damage. With the power block, his charge gauntlet empowers his next rocket punch damage, knockback, radius, travel speed and distance. His targets will be stunned if he knocks them against a wall. Opposing players should be cautious about charging Doomfist's gauntlet, said Goodman. Power block feels kind of like Zarya when people shoot her into her shields, but instead of passively gaining damage, his next punch will get a buff that lasts until he either uses the rocket punch or is eliminated. Doomfist's kit rewards both defensive and offensive playstyles. With many high damage combos, when he blocks damage for his team, he can quickly charge the rocket punch, knock enemies back, and potentially stun them for around 1 second if they are punched into a wall. When you block a hard-hitting attack, you get powered up instantly. Almost feels like a parry, says Goodman. The seismic slam now launches Doomfist into the air towards where you're aiming, like Winston's leap. Upon landing, he creates a shockwave that damages and slows enemies. Doomfist, with super fluid mobility on all planes right now, says Goodman. He gained a ton of mobility with the seismic slam, but he doesn't have as much jerky, unprecedented movement. He still has many similarities to the other disruptor tanks like Wrecking Ball or Winston, so it's important to be very aware of Doomfist's placement. For example, remembering that power block only blocks damages from the front is key when jumping into an enemy team with seismic slam. You'll want to ensure you jump all the way over your enemies so that you can power block their damage and rocket punch them into their team without taking heavy hits from the back. Doomfist's ultimate, the Meteor Strike, has gained a new ability and a shorter cast time. Overall, the damage has been reduced, but impact damage at the center will still be a hard hitter. The knockback has been removed and replaced by a slow for all enemies hit, making this ability a great initiating tool for your team. This modified ultimate, paired with a tank-aligned charges, enables the quick, impactful gameplay that he has known for as a damage hero. While his new positioning and combos require more finesse to manage, he has transformed into a more appropriate, free-flowing and impactful tank, all while feeling familiar to current Doomfist players. Second one is Orisa. While some of the Doomfist's powers were shifted to his defensive abilities to make him a more viable tank pick, Orisa'S underwent the opposite. The team noticed that she struggles with brawling and toe-to-toe engagements, so we had to adapt her into the future of the game. We don't take Orisa'S rework lightly, says Brennan. We want to be meaningful to the game and feel good for players who are attached to her. Orisa'S rework will adapt her playstyle to the 5-on-5 gameplay that is coming in Overwatch 2 and give her more tools to engage in team fights. Her health and armor are being increased to help her push ahead onto the enemy team. Orisa'S primary fire is a projectile that is larger and does more damage the closer she is to enemies. Instead of ammo, her primary fire builds up heat that only decreases when not firing her weapon. If her weapon overheats, it will be unusable for 3 seconds. We want Orisa to push and engage enemies more, says Brennan. Her gun encourages her to get closer to enemies and play more forward in Overwatch 2. Orisa'S secondary fire, Energy Javelin, is now a skill shot projectile javelin that impacts the first enemy in its path. It's a micro stun and can do more damage when there's a wall behind you, says Brennan. Javelin Spin, another new ability, enables Orisa to rapidly spin a javelin that destroys incoming projectiles, increases forward momentum speed, and damages enemies while pushing them back. Our primary purpose with the Javelin Spin is to help Orisa engage and get into the fight, says Brennan. When paired with her other abilities, it can become a lethal combo. You can herd enemies backwards and follow them up with the energy Javelin to be pushed them into a wall. Fortify has received a few adjustments to fill her new playstyle, including generating less heat, with Orisa'S primary weapon allowing her to fire for longer. The ability also provides 125 extra health, giving her increased survivability in team fights, Brennan explains. The idea behind this change is that Fortify will always yield meaningful defensive value for Orisa whenever she uses it. Terror Surge is Orisa'S new ultimate ability. She becomes fortified and she pulls in nearby enemies while charging up an area of effect attack. We started her rework by removing Orisa'S barrier and her Halt ability, but we still thought Halt was really cool, says Brennan. We incorporated the idea of Halt into Orisa'S new ultimate, and that's where the pull comes from. This creates a moment for the team to rally around and quickly coordinate combos. However, enemies aren't bound to the center of Orisa'S pull like Zarya's gravitational surge, so you will need to collaborate quick to make the most of this ultimate. So as soon as Overwatch begins beta testing again on June 28th, with the significant shift being focused on the 5-on-5, and with each team only having one tank, there will be probably changes coming following whatever information they get from the beta on these different consoles as they test how players think the players feel, how the characters feel. The beta is also going to be checking how the server handles players playing this new game. So are you looking forward to the beta on the 28th? Let us know, because we're about a week out. I've been the NPC Unknown. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you again for the suggestion of doing this video. Ian in real time. And from me to you, this video is game over.